my dear Libras! Thank you for joining me on today's reading for your astrological sign. I will be using this Celtic cross, the tarot spread that is quite popular, so you might have come across it. But if you haven't yet, let me just briefly tell you what it is. So, as you see, I drew 12 cards that are spread in the shape of cross. And each of the cards will answer us a specific question. They will define your current situation, what your obstacles are, your hopes and fears. They will also answer questions regarding your consciousness or unconsciousness, a bit about the past and a lot about the future. So by the end of the reading, we will get to a future outcome that will come out of your current situation. So, I hope you're ready. Let's start. We will start with the first card. And the very first card reveals your current situation. It's about the present. And it's about what is happening now. It can also represent what your current state of mind is, and in a way it's like a snapshot of who you are at the current moment in time. So let's see. Four of Pentacles. Let me show you from closer. Well, Four of Pentacles. It in general means holding on to something. You can see that the guy is holding on to his pentacle. He's standing on the others and the fourth one is on his head. He's holding on to it and he doesn't want to give it to anyone, not even lend it to anyone. He doesn't want to share it. He's just holding it tight with him. Well, it can in general be regarding career or love, with people, with money, but I feel that in this case it is in some way, it is like a way of thinking that you are maybe not willing to change. You might be looking at things from a certain perspective and you are not willing to accept that there is another way to perceive them. Yes, I would say this is something definitely more within you than something from the outside. It's for sure not something material now, even though this card is about material things, but in your case I feel it's more within you. So that is the present. We will get to the second card, and the second card represents the problem or the obstacle, the challenge that you are facing at this time, something that you need to resolve in order to move forward, to progress. So let's have a look. It's the Chariot. Hope you can see it well. And the Chariot means basically movement further, like movement forward. It's progressing. Sometimes it can even mean traveling journeys. But I feel that when it comes to this reading, it might, like we spoke about it, it might be difficult for you to let go of certain pattern, maybe related to what you have learned in the past, some pattern or some way of thinking that you are having a hard time moving from. You need to move forward, and that movement, or even the idea of having to leave that, to not holding on to it, that is even unimaginable for you maybe. Yes, you might have a certain, it's like a certain program or certain pattern in your head that we all do, right? We grow up in certain environment in our families, and we simply adapt what our parents keep telling us from when we are little, and we learn what is right and wrong based on their judgment of what is right and wrong, and not always not always we are completely in agreement with them, but somehow, as they are an authority and we live with them for a long time, we accept those truths, and then it's very hard to break from that and to let your mind even allow thinking otherwise. So I think that might be the challenge here, to still to let go of these patterns and to move forward. Yeah. Let's see the third card. The third card is about the past, when the past is usually also the core of our current situation, right? Who we are today is it's a product of the past, and it brings our attention to some past events and also how they have shaped the current situation. So it can give you some information on influences in the past that led you to where you are now. Five of Swords. Well, Five of Swords. This card in general means conflict. As you can see, the guy is holding on to his weapons, standing on the other weapons, even though the others are already in peace. The battle is over. They are probably even talking about something completely different or even having fun. But this young man, he is still ready to fight. He is with his weapons. You can see he's with his right hand, he's holding very firmly the sword, and he's ready to strike. So maybe that is something that you have learned in the past, that you always have to be ready to fight, because life is full of challenges and full of things that can't be dealt with any other way than fighting, and life is a battle. Maybe that is what you believe, and you believe it because of the past experience. So that is worth thinking through. And the fourth card. The fourth card will tell us the near future. When I say the near future, I mean like 3 to up to 6 months maximum. And this card represents what could be a likely turn of events for you in the few coming months, and keeping in mind that it's just short term. Yeah, it's short term happening. It doesn't represent the final resolution or your final situation. But this is wonderful. This is the Ace of Cups. It's one of my favorite cards. As you can see, it's a full cup, beautiful decorated cup that is overflowing. It's like a fountain of everything good that you can think of. It's like also everlasting cup in terms of love, emotions, everything good and positive coming your way, and basically satisfaction in all contexts. Yes. Well, that's a very, very bright near future. For sure, you have a lot to look forward to. It doesn't necessarily mean this will last for so long, but even if it doesn't, that's okay, because sometimes we need something good to happen even for a short time to get the energy to keep going or to get the motivation. Yeah, well, beautiful. And let's get to the next card, which is talking about consciousness. It also gives us an idea of the future that is a bit further. It's more of 6 to 12 months period, and it usually reflects what you are focused on consciously and where your mind is. Yeah, that's why it's a consciousness card. It can represent your goals and your desires regarding the situation, and maybe also your assumptions. They are... Wow! Another ace. This time Ace of Pentacles. Well, this means literally results coming your way. You see the hand firmly holding on to the pentacle with a lot of pride, basically achieving what the person wanted to achieve. So this means that you will achieve what you wanted. This card of Pentacles is mainly connected to work or to material things, to being financially well and reaching your goal and feeling completely satisfied with it. Let me show you from even closer so you can have a good look at this wonderful card. Well, amazing. And now we are getting to unconsciousness. This is often also related to influences and our experience from the past as well that stays in our unconscious. We don't necessarily have to think about it on a daily basis, or we don't have to be aware of it. It reveals what is truly driving the situation, the feelings, maybe the beliefs and the values that perhaps you don't even understand. Sometimes it can be a surprise and it can also represent some kind of hidden influence. Well, we've got judgment here. Put it closer. You have probably been judged a lot in the past. I feel like this has a lot to do with your childhood and growing up. You felt like your family or people around you don't understand you. I mean, we all felt like that in some way, right? Especially growing up. But in your case, I think it's different than that. It's deeper. It's like you felt you are so different from the others, and they are looking at you like you are the only one from a different planet, to that extent that you felt really out of the group or out of your environment, and you felt so different. Yeah. I feel that this card is telling us that you are coming close to this significant point in your life where you must start to evaluate yourself, because it can also indicate that you are in a period of awakening, or you are going through a lot of self-reflection, even judging yourself. Yeah, it doesn't mean judgment just of the others. So yes, maybe that's something you didn't realize, or you don't realize on a daily basis, but it's very important. Okay, now we get to this side. Normally these cards are lined up like this, one after another, but since there is not so much space, I have arranged it a little bit differently. But we will start from the bottom as usually. And this card, it's about your environment, also the environment that influences you, right? It can be home, it can be at work, any environment that you are in. Justice. Let me show you this beautiful card. I think it's really pretty. There's no doubt that you like things to be right. So you see yourself as a very righteous person. Let me put it closer. In general, at work, also when it comes to relationships, you are a big fan of fair play. Actually, that in general goes very well with Libra, right? to be a team player and to play fair. And not just from your point of view, like based on your judgment of the others, but also in the sense that you want justice for yourself. You have the right for it, right? Well, there's always a bit thin ice when it comes to that. It can be, well, negative and positive. Negative in the way that you might be too strict about things sometimes that can make life more complicated for you, but positive in the way that you are being able to cut off people and things that no longer serve you. You don't waste much time with anyone or anything that you see that doesn't have a purpose or that is not fair. Yes, I think the message here is that you need to find the right balance between these two sides, so that you get to a place where you will feel equilibrated. Yeah. It's interesting that this card came for your sign. Of course it has to. And another card is going to tell us more about your very, very near future. It's about the nearest future. It's up to 2-3 weeks. And let's see what it is. 8 of Wands. Let's show you this card. 8 of Wands. This card is about a lot of communication, many ideas, a lot of maybe even people, a lot of socializing, things coming your way with quite some speed. You can see the wands are flying with a fast speed. It's a back and forth energy. It can also mean a spark between two people who can't stop talking to each other. Yeah, I think your next few weeks will be very lively. You will definitely not be sitting at home all the time doing nothing. You will get to go out and enjoy some passion, because this is a very passionate card actually. So 2 to 3 weeks, that's your time. The next card is about hopes and fears. It's one of the harder positions in this spread to decode or to read, because this card can represent both what you secretly desire as well as what you may be trying to avoid. So, well, human nature is often full of paradoxes, right? What we fear the most is something that we also truly have been hoping for all along. So, Princess of Pentacles. Princess of Pentacles. Whenever I see this card, I can't help it but think of the long path. Can you see this long path behind the princess? She is successful. She harvested some crop and she's holding the pentacle with pride. But like I said, it's connected with a long journey. I believe that you are convinced that in order to succeed, you need to go through a hardship, or that might sound very strong, but a really long and difficult way before you reach your goal. Maybe that is the way that you learn that things work in the past, right? For sure we are speaking of your hopes to be able to manifest your personal goal or dream. Maybe you are in the middle of a new project, such as hobby or business, or the start of new educational experience, some course. You're excited about the possibilities and potential of what you put your mind to. You're hoping you can create whatever you want with the focus of your intention and with your actions, but at the same time you're afraid that it will take you too long to reach that goal, that it will be too hard, that you will be maybe stuck halfway in this path. You can complete your goal, but you definitely need to stay with your feet on the ground and not getting carried away. Always try to look for the next realistic and achievable step. Yeah, and make tangible plan ahead, not to get lost on the way. We are slowly getting to the end. This card is very important. Well, they are all very important, but this one is talking about the end result, the outcome of the situation. It's like a summary of all the previous cards, and given all that is happening, what is likely to come out of it, what is the likely resolution of these events. So let's see. The Empress, wow! The Empress, as you can see, it's a beautiful card. I think it speaks for itself. It has a lot of mother energy. She's a very kind person, very caring, nurturing, loving, even unconditionally loving. She also has the best interest for others and wants people to grow, wants everyone to be well. And she herself is very well. You can see that she is, the way that she's dressed, she's very rich. Financially, she's well. Materially, she's very well, but also emotionally, and she's very stable. You are coming to become that person that will take the lesson of what you've been through in the past, and you will give attention to the things that you might have been omitting, or you might have not been seeing, and you will manage to grow into this person with a lot of confidence that not only you will have enough for yourself, but you will have enough to give others, because you will be balanced, basically. That's what we wanted, right? That's what was coming here. That's a beautiful message. I'm so happy for you. This is an amazing card to have, especially on this position that we are getting to the outcome. And this card will tell us what will the result bring us, what this card will bring us. Yeah. So let's see. Wow, King of Wands. King of Wands is a very passionate guy, or a woman right here. When it's a man, doesn't mean that we are speaking about man in real life, but the qualities, his qualities are definitely very passionate, very sexual, sexy person that has a lot of spark. He's like a magnet, very, very attractive. And he's also a huge action taker. Yeah, also stands in his power and in his beliefs and ideas. This is amazing. So that should be that is what the result should bring you. You becoming this type of person, like I described a few minutes ago, will also bring you this feeling of being satisfied with yourself and being very passionate, having thoughts of how to enjoy pleasure, not to just worry about things and worry about your situation, but enjoy life and take actions. Yeah, and just push forward. It's perfect. And the last card. The last card is basically a clarification of the result. Yeah. So sometimes there is a need to add some more information to it. So that's what it should tell us. Two of Pentacles. Let me show you this juggling guy. As you can see, he has two pentacles, one in each hand, and he's juggling with it. Well, this card means trying to balance multiple things in your life. Yeah. So again, amazing that this card came for Libra. It can be balancing any type of things. It's basically making balance in your life in the sense of work-life balance. It can be like what we spoke earlier about what is right and wrong, finding the right balance, not to go to extremes, in any sense that you can think of, finding balance. So that is what you need, which I think is not a big surprise, but it's quite a clear message. Well, this was amazing. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you did as well, and I also hope you resonated with the things that I said. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I'll be very happy if you also watched my other videos, as I am planning to do more readings. And if you have any questions or need clarifications about this reading or about anything else regarding tarot, or if you would like personalized reading, let me know on the email address that is stated below, and I will be very happy to answer all your questions. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!